Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. I had a chance to play around with PlayStation now in the past few days. I've done a live stream on it. I've done a bunch of videos on it, and I'm doing another video on it as well. I do have to say, not only is it a great news that they reduced the price, it's now $10 a month, which honestly, it's a pretty good deal. You know, not bad at all in comparison to what we had. But at the same time, I did notice that the service it's much better. It's much faster, and there's really barely any. It's just maybe it's just my internet connection. I can't speak for everyone, but guys, I didn't experience any latency, any delay. Everything seems to respond as it would be, as if you are playing a video game directly from your console. And that was my experience. Now, I do have a very powerful internet, so, that's maybe one of the things. I haven't tested it. Like, I need to take my laptop somewhere else and then try it out on some other internet connection. Let's say maybe a Wi-Fi hotspot. I need to do that test as well to see how well it works on a Wi-Fi hotspot. Maybe next to, let's say, for example, Starbucks or something. I need to do that test. But so far, guys, so far, uh, I've tested it. You can look at my live stream. You can look at other videos I have done. This is just not me talking about it. I actually have the proof to show you. I tested it both on a PC, from a PC app, and I also tested it on a PlayStation console. Now, it works the best on a console. For those of you who are wondering, where does it work the best? It really works the best on the console. When you're booting it up from the console, it really works the best. On a PC, there's a couple of hiccups. The app needs to be updated a little bit more. I did notice there's issues and problems with the controller. Controller constantly is prompting you to unplug it and plug it back in. That seems to be the issue. Sometimes the app would exit out if you have another application running. So make sure that your other applications are turned off. Because if you have another application running in the background and you have this running, it's going to kick it out and it's going to exit out, and then you got to start over again. I did notice that when you exit out of the app, the PlayStation ID, it's constantly prompting you to sign in again. So that's a couple of issues that I encounter. You know, not this is something they can fix. This is not something that it's a big deal, and that only happens on a PC. Now with a DualShock controller, PlayStation for controller, all you have to do is just unplug it, plug it back in, and you should be good to go. You have to do this a couple of times. USB cable, plug it in and out, and you're good to go. But other than that, everything else ran smoothly on the PC. I had no issues. You've seen me run God of War. You've seen me run all these games. Uncharted 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. I've ran all of these games. They ran just fine. No issues. So the service, it's much faster this time around. I did notice when I click on the game, it takes like 10 seconds for it to load up, and once it load up, you're good to go. It basically connects to their server, and then it's using their console from their server, and then it signs in to your cloud, your PlayStation Network cloud, your name, and all the stuff that you have. Here's a good thing about PlayStation Now. If you played Uncharted 4, or if you played some of these games in the past and you have them synced in, all your saved files are synced into the cloud, guess what? All of those saves will continue onto the PlayStation Now. Let's say W2K18, you were playing W2K18 and then you deleted it from your hard drive or whatever, and now you want to play it on your PlayStation Now. It's going to sync in to your save files on the cloud. it's going to bring it over. Same thing with the 2K18 or any of these games. And that's the great thing about PlayStation Now. Like, for example, I was playing Uncharted 4, and I didn't realize that I got to the very end of the game when I played it originally, and I forgot to finish it. And then I went to the PlayStation Now. Actually, I did a live stream. I went to the PlayStation Now, and guess what? It synced in the saved files from the cloud onto the PlayStation Now, and it continues where I left off, which is pretty cool, man. So kudos to Sony for doing that. Same thing with Metal Gear, Grand Theft Auto 5. It syncs the saved files from the games that you already have played, and it brings them over to the PlayStation Now, which is pretty cool. And look, guys, I have videos of this. Now, I do have a very fast internet. I have 1 gigabit internet speed. Now, granted, with that type of internet speed, it should run flawlessly, should run really fast. I also have a really good modem and a router, DOCSIS 3.0, and but then again, my whole point is, I don't think it's so much the internet connection. I think this really proves the server. Because remember, you can have the fastest internet in the world. All of this is going to depend on their servers. And if they're running on a really good server, then it doesn't matter if you're running a 1 gigabit or 30 megabits per second or 40 megabits per second or even 24 megabits per second. It really depends on their server. And I can tell you that their servers are much more improved. So let's cut down to the chase. So what did I experience new? Well, first and foremost, fluidity and speed of loading up the games. When you click on the game, it takes about 10 seconds and it loads up pretty fast. And once it loads up, honestly, I didn't see any scrambled loss of signal. When you have something being streamed, if there's a low latency, usually it gets scrambled and you see that digital scrambled on the screen. I didn't see any of that stuff. Everything ran smooth, constant 1080p bitrate. So I kid you not, it was a constant 1080p bitrate, and it looked really good upscaled to 4K. As a matter of fact, I was live streaming, and at the same time, I was also streaming from PlayStation Now. So I was live streaming on the YouTube, and at the same time, I was streaming from the PlayStation Now, and I didn't encounter any hiccups, any slowdown. I have the video to prove that. I have the live stream to prove that. The videos are out there. You guys can go check it out. You can watch it, and you can see for yourself. That's why I did those videos. That's why I did that live stream, so that you guys can see it for yourself. So that way you don't just have to listen to this ugly mug. You can see it for yourself, and you can check it out and see exactly what I was talking about. Now, granted, I didn't take my laptop with me outside, which I'm going to try to do that experiment. I'll probably take it to like a Starbucks or something to see how well PlayStation Now works if I am connected to something like 30 megabits per second or 28 megabits per second. Something that a Wi-Fi hotspot or Starbucks or whatever. Okay, could be a Burger King, Starbucks. I choose Starbucks because Starbucks seems to be like a reliable internet speed, and I can try it out to see how well it works when you take it with you. Because the whole idea of PlayStation Now is to take it with you. It's not to play it at home, because if you're at home, you can play these games at home. The idea is for you to take it outside with you and to see how well it works. I'll do that test as well. But so far, guys, this is a major improvement. It's $10 a month. You got 800 plus games. You can also download PlayStation 4 games, or you can stream them. So that's pretty cool. And they're going to be adding more and more games as the time goes by. This is just the first step. Next year, 2020, it's when the real thing's going to happen. That's when they're going to finally utilize the Azure servers with the xCloud and the Microsoft, and they're going to share pretty much the same server that the Microsoft has, and then you're gonna have a really great experience, even more reliable experience, and you're gonna be able to take this with you on your tablet, on your phone. They're gonna support every device from iOS, Android, you name it. They're gonna support every phone, no matter what you have, whatever phone you have. You'll be able to download that app, PlayStation Now app, and you'll be able to play it. Now, I don't know how it's going to work with the controllers. Are they going to prompt you to use the DualShock controller? Probably. You'll have to buy some kind of, I don't know. They're probably going to use a Bluetooth. I think what's going to happen is because PlayStation controller has a Bluetooth built into it. So the way it's going to work, it's going to use the Bluetooth. So you're going to share the Bluetooth, and I think that's how that's going to work, I guess. And then you'll be able to play it on all your devices. You'll be able to play it on your phones, tablets, all of that. And that's going to be awesome. And that's honestly what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the ability to play it on a phone and on a tablet, because I don't want to carry my laptop with me. Sure, I have other laptops. I have, what you call it, these little Ultrabooks, fine. But, still you're carrying a laptop with you. The idea is to take something like this, something like this. The idea is to take something like this and take it with you, and then you can play all of their 800 plus, close to I think next year they're gonna hit 1,000 games, and that's tons of games for you to play. Take this whole PlayStation experience with you and enjoy it. This is a Note 9, by the way. I still have my Note 9, and it's in good condition. So the idea is to take it on your phone, and I like that idea. Put it in my pocket, pull it out, play these games, and it's gonna look really good on phone, guys, because when you put 1080p constant bitrate on the phone, you're really going to enjoy it. You're going to have a really good crystal clear quality on your phone, because 1080p is pretty darn good on the phone. Trust me. On a small screen, 1080p, it's perfect. Trust me. Okay? If you were to put 4K onto a phone, yes, it's going to look sharp, but it's kind of overkill putting that resolution onto a small size phone, So 1080p, it's perfect. And let me tell you, this is really intended for the phone and a tablet, because they're smaller screens, smaller devices, and they're going to run much, much better, I believe, on the phone. So this is where the future is going to be. And you're going to have many options now. You're going to have the ability to take your PlayStation games with you on the PlayStation Now next year, earlier this year. By the end of this year, I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, by the end of this month, you're going to have the xCloud. You'll be able to take the xCloud Xbox games with you. And then you got Google Stadia, where you can go ahead and have different types of PC games to take it with you as well. So you'll have many options. So now when you go on vacation, when you go on holidays, you'll be able to go ahead and use your phone, play your PlayStation games, play your Xbox games, play your PC games via Google Stadia, and then if you have iPhone, you also have Apple Arcade, and I really highly recommend Apple Arcade. It's pretty cool, man. It's only $5 a month. They got tons of cool games. So with this device, with the phone, you got a lot of stuff here. Not to mention all the other subscriptions for the movies, like Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, Amazon, Netflix, HBO Max, etc., 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 etc. So now on your phone device, you got the pure entertainment on your device. If you told me 20 years ago that you will have a phone device that be able to play like a computer, have everything on it, I would say you're crazy. But we're at the point now where these little tiny devices are like computers, like a high-end computers, and they're doing everything. It's crazy. It's a crazy time we live in. So Like I said, I love the service. I think what Sony's doing is pretty awesome, and the whole idea here behind the PlayStation Now is to make it look like a Netflix, you know. And I think next year next year is where you're really going to appreciate PlayStation Now, where they're gonna have that Azure server, where they're gonna have a giant update, and then they're gonna bring it to the cell phones and tablets. I think next year is where you're truly going to appreciate this PlayStation Now app. But right now, I would say go give it a try. You have a 7-day free trial. You can try it out, see it for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. I have tested it, man. I've done videos on it. I've done live streams on it, and those videos are out there for you guys to check out. You can check it out. Uh, I highly recommend it, and go ahead, check it out. I, like I said, the only problem that I encountered was on the PC. The app sometimes kicks you out if you got another application running at the same time. And then there were some issues with the controller. You have to unplug it, plug it back in, unplug it, and plug it back in again. You have to do that multiple times. It's a small little thing, nothing major that's gonna break down the experience for you. But once you finally get in, once you finally got into the user interface, everything runs smooth. Like I said, I have video to prove that. I've done a live stream, like, I don't know, like a 5 hours live stream where I did that, and you guys can look at it, check it out. I tested a bunch of games on it: God of War, Ascensions, Uncharted 4, Metal Gear, Guns of the Patriots, and you name it, man. Mafia 3, etc., etc., etc. Tons of games I have tested on it. They even got Resistance, Killzone. They got a bunch of stuff, and I had no issues. Everything was running smooth, and now it's $10 a month. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I know what the old PlayStation Now used to be, and I know just how terrible it was last year. Last year, if you were to sign up with PlayStation Now, first of all, it was $20 a month. It was too expensive. And second of all, when you load up the game, it would take forever to connect to the server. And then when you finally load up the game, the quality would be like 720p, scrambled 720p, and there would be a bunch of latency, delay. It just would be god awful. But now things have changed. Now it's much, much better. But then again, don't take my word for it. You can go check it out yourself, see it for yourself. I'm telling you, this is definitely a huge improvement over the last year, what Sony has done here. And Sony is pushing the ball with all these cool things that they're doing, especially with PlayStation 5 coming out, which is something I can't wait to see. As far as the PlayStation 5 design of a console, guys, all of those photos that you saw, the photo you saw in my previous video, they're just concept arts. They're not the real design of PlayStation 5. We have some idea what the PlayStation 5 might look like. There's some V-shaped designs. But then again, this is not confirmed by Sony, so we'll find out. We'll find out, I think, pretty soon. We'll find out how the PlayStation 5 looks like. I think we'll find out, honestly. Who knows? They might surprise us. They might do something in November, and they might show us, hey, this is how it looks, and will be released, obviously, November 2020. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure we'll find out soon enough how the console looks and all that. Okay? But those photos that you saw and my photo, those are not real photos. They're just concept arts. They're not real. Okay? Okay, guys, so, well, there you have it. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm going to see you on Friday evening. We might do some live stream on Friday evening. I'm not sure what type of a live stream is going to be. I'll figure out. We'll see. But regardless of what type of game I play, there will be a live stream on Friday evening around probably 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, around there somewhere. Possibly 6 o'clock, Friday evening. So there you have it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on Friday evening for the live stream. Take care.